He is the world's favorite secret agent, and he's back in a brand new, completely original adventure. Hey there everyone, this is Ray Carcillo for Classic Game Room, and today we're looking at James Bond in Bloodstone for the Xbox 360. The game starts off just like the movies, with a prologue action sequence that doubles as not only a tutorial for the game, but a chance to refamiliarize ourselves with the characters. These prologue action sequences are a Bond movie staple, and were a particularly useful tactic since the characters always stayed the same, but the actors changed rather frequently. Anyway, that's the big thing about Bloodstone. Everything about it in terms of style, storytelling, and action, it seems like something taken straight from the pages of all those classic Bond films that have made this one of the most lucrative media franchises of all time. After an eye-popping title sequence sung by Joss Stone, who doubles as this story's Bond girl, you are flung into an international chase for an English bioweapons expert who has supposedly gone rogue and is looking to sell his secrets to the highest bidder. As Bond pursues the scientist to his last known location in Istanbul, James will uncover a much larger plot than a simple defector to the crown. Bloodstone is a great story that continues the Daniel Craig relaunch of the Bond series, as the characters that Bond chased after continue to hint at Spectre and Blofeld, and is a perfect follow-up for Quantum of Solace in the timeline of things, especially if the movie series is on hold due to financial troubles as speculated. Despite a wonderful plot, the game does fall short when it comes to the very basis of modern games. The first and major point you'll notice is that the graphics just seem a little off. Not particularly the locales or the scenery, but definitely the people. I know Judi Dench isn't a spring chicken, but she probably hasn't had skin that smooth and shiny in decades. On top of this, there are a lot of repeated enemy skins, and it becomes very noticeable over the game's 17 levels. The audio at least picks up the graphics some in the peripheral department. Great voice acting from everyone involved, from Daniel Craig and Judi Dench reprising their movie roles, to even Joss Stone as the disenchanted wealthy jewelry designer. The voice acting was top-notch.
Developing that requires immediate attention. Are you free to speak?
Yes, I can talk. I'm in a hotel.
Include a great original theme song and the classic Monty Norman orchestrations for the James Bond theme, and the audio is a pleasure to listen to. As for the controls, the game is your standard third-person shooter. You duck behind cover, which is plentiful, and poke your head out to shoot at enemy soldiers. If they get too close to you, or you sneak up behind them successfully, you can subdue them with a press of the melee button to take them out in a whirling dervish of martial arts that Bond is all too familiar with. What was nice about this, though, is that if Bond is approached by more than a pair of foes, if you time things right, you can effortlessly and smoothly flow right into hand-to-hand combat with the next possible assailant. And the melee is critical in this game because it's how Bond earns his new focus shot maneuver. I wasn't too thrilled when I first heard of this, but I found it to be rather useful, and it does make sense that someone like Bond could tune out the whole world around him to focus on a singular foe's weak points. This is not only a great effect, but a great way to help clear a room or conserve ammunition, since you can only carry 2 guns at a time. Another nice touch is that with this game being developed by Activision's Bizarre Creations, and with this maybe being their last title before closing their doors permanently, they made sure to include plenty of both boat and car driving levels. Bizarre Creations, after all, are the guys behind Project Gotham Racing and Blur, so it only makes sense they added a few fun-filled car levels as you hop behind the wheel of a Lamborghini, a Koenigsegg, and several other supercars along with Bond's tried-and-true Aston Martin DBS. It just wouldn't be a Bond game without a couple of sweet vehicle sequences, and this also helps to vary the gameplay up nicely. Of course, even though most of the game sticks to the Bond movie staples, it sticks with the Daniel Craig movie motifs of a more real experience even more. And that means that your gadgets don't go beyond your super smartphone. Although necessary for hacking computers and you can use its GPS to scout out enemy positions, there is a part of me deep down still clamoring for a laser watch. There's nothing wrong with the smartphone or this new realistic Bond, but just call me old-fashioned when it comes to the gadgets. The only other big flaw with this game, besides the unimpressive graphics and lack of laser watches, might be the replay value. 17 levels across 6 exotic locales, and at best this is an 8-hour experience. Of course, there are 4 difficulty levels, with the final 00 agent level being unlocked only after playing through the game once on the easier levels, almost forcing you into a second playthrough for all the achievements. But if you're only into this for the story, it's really not enough to drop a full $60 on, even with it being a fun-filled, creative, original Bond story. The game does have a fair multiplayer to bring you back for more, possibly with the standard team deathmatch and team capture objective modes, along with a team versus CPU objective mode, but all of that just seems average at best and looks like it was just thrown in on top of the game to help extend the game's overall paltry playtime after such a short campaign. In the end, James Bond Bloodstone is a very fun shooter that most any Bond fan will enjoy. But with such a short campaign and weak multiplayer, I can't in good conscience do more than say this is a highly recommended rental.